Welcome to another episode of StableClaire. Today we're talking about CEXs, but not the kind of CEX that you think I'm talking about. CEX as in centralized exchanges. And then we'll go into DEX, which stands for decentralized exchange. So for starters, as some of you may know, an exchange is basically a marketplace where stocks, bonds, commodities, and options are traded. The New York Stock Exchange is a very prominent example. Now, applying that to crypto, there are two kinds of exchanges: centralized exchanges and decentralized exchanges. The biggest difference between the two is that with the centralized exchange, the exchange has custody over your coins, and with the decentralized exchange, you have custody over your coins. Although it seems like a small nuance, it has major ramifications on how each exchange operates. Centralized exchanges like Binance, Coinbase, Kraken are all thought to be kind of like a gateway between the fiat world and the crypto world. Because they're centralized, they have to comply with every country's laws in which they operate. All centralized exchanges are tied to centralized entities, aka banks, making their compliance mandatory. And you know, I said earlier how centralized exchanges have ownership over your coins. They have ownership of your private keys, which makes them non-custodial. Think of non-custodial as in not in your custody. And in Web3, we have a very popular saying which goes by not your keys, not your coins. So the pros of a centralized exchange are, as I said earlier, beginner friendly, and for the most part tend to have sufficient liquidity for blue chip assets like Bitcoin and Ethereum. The cons are that you have no ownership because, like I said, not your keys, not your coins, and centralized exchanges are non-custodial. Number two, they also have a single point of failure, and that's because they're centralized. Number three is the lack of transparency. So now that we've covered CEX, or centralized exchanges, it's time to talk about decentralized exchanges. And for that, you'll have to go to part 2. Thanks for watching.